Hello, and welcome back to Mayhem on the Mic. Here another week, another episode with your hosts, your favorite girls, Kim and
Sophia.
What's going on?
We're here again.
I know, another week.
And another one.
Wait, and another one.
I'm like, wait, how do you do that? So how's it going? Everything's good?
Yeah, everything's been good. I know Mother's Day just passed. How was that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was good. It was hectic. It's always hectic. I feel like, do people forget that I'm a mom too? I'm a mom too, you know, like who's doing all this great fabulous. I mean, wait, let me not. They're going to come for me, my kids. But I had a great Mother's Day, but I was during that time in transition of moving.
Right.
I'm moving my home location. I'm moving business location. And
you had a lot going on that day. I remember.
Yeah, I did.
Because we were supposed to actually see each other that day for a little bit.
Oh my God, yes. We apologize.
Sorry, guys.
We had this beautiful plan for you guys where we were going to, once again, me and my beautiful plans, where we were going to do a nice little Mother's Day post, but in very motherly fashion, we were too busy for that.
Yeah, life happens.
Yeah, so we hope everybody had a wonderful Mother's Day, even though we're a few weeks past that by now.
But it's the month of May.
Yeah.
May has a very busy month. At least in my house, it's a very, very busy month.
You have a lot of birthdays in May.
Yeah, May is hectic. My fiance is not thrilled.
Yeah.
It's my oldest birthday, my middle one, and it's our anniversary, and it's Mother's Day, and you have Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah. I have no plans. Are you doing I know we spoke about last episode that you might have
I might have a soccer tournament to go to. I mean, at the moment, that's what we're going to do, but that may change. And if it does, let me just say, it will be the first time in I don't know how many years I will actually have a Memorial Day weekend without soccer. I'm lying. Not without soccer. At home, not having me to travel or anything, because that weekend, my oldest actually has State Cup semifinals. Yeah. But they play here local, so it's okay.
I'm looking at the calendar right now, and I'm like, by the time this airs, Memorial Day is going to be gone. It's going to be past already. So we shall find out.
We'll keep you guys posted.
What actually happens on our Memorial Day weekend. I have no plans. I hope that I have no plans.
Sometimes it's nice to do nothing.
I've been so busy. I'm just like, there's so much going on, and I really just don't want to do anything. I want to go out to a nice dinner with my boyfriend, and that's it. That's really what I want. Dinner's
always nice.
Yeah, I want to try.
I'm all for dinner, getting dressed up, having a looking cute.
I want to try something new. I want to go someplace new.
Listen, there are so many restaurants out there.
Your birthday's coming up. We're going to try someplace new for your birthday, right?
My birthday, well, by the time this airs,
we're already going to have done that. I know.
But
yeah, we're going to try someplace new for your birthday.
I'm always very big on that. Every year I try to go somewhere that we've never been or I've never been, and just try to, even if it's, good vibe, good food, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's about the experiences.
Yeah, that club life ain't it no more for me. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's nice to just have a night out, but
I was like, my ankles do not want to be in these stilettos.
Yeah, no.
For no one. Like, I don't care. I just don't want to do that life anymore. But I don't know. We're dancers. We like to dance.
Yeah, so. I'm a dancing bug.
Yeah, we like to dance. Maybe we'll just dance.
I like the fact now, though, that you go out and everybody wears sneakers.
You see, I can't align with it.
And let me say, I'm a little against it, because back then it was like, you looked forward to getting dressed up and putting your nicest outfit with your heels and this and that. Yeah. Now it's like nobody even cares how you look. You just throw on jeans and a shirt and you're out the door, and everybody's dressed the same.
It definitely is like a new thing where people are just like wearing sneakers and they're more comfy, more casual.
But I must say, it's a lot more comfortable to go out in sneakers right now and be able to party and dance. And
I cannot.
Without your feet swelling out.
I can't do it. It's the Latina in me, okay?
She has it in her. She just doesn't want to.
It is deep down in me, okay? I know it may not look like it.
She's trying not to unleash it.
The one thing that I will stay true to is if I am going out, girl, I am putting on my heels 100%. And I am going to dance all night in my heels.
Like seeing a woman in heels. It's so ladylike, presentable. It's sexy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you have jeans on. Hey.
I feel like my body looks better too.
That's what I'm saying.
Like women's bodies, like when you give us a little bit of lift, everything kind of sways the way it's supposed to go. I'm with that. I'm like, yeah, let me get this little extra inches going on right here. Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm not the type to take my shoes off either.
Oh no, that's my biggest pet peeve.
Once we commit to it, we're going to stick with it.
Rock out in those heels all night.
Yeah.
Even if it means you got to post up a little bit for here and there, take little breaks.
I still bad boys tomorrow.
Do not take those shoes off.
No.
Do not.
Which brings us to our lovely topic for today. Moms on the dating scene. Yeah.
That should be quite interesting.
About that.
So,
yeah.
Let's see. Where do we begin?
I mean, it's been a while since either one of us like really was out in the dating scene. So don't judge us if we're not like exactly hitting the mark on this. But
yeah,
I think we're going to do okay. I think we're going to do okay.
Because I don't really think I ever really was in the dating scene. I feel like, getting back into that or even trying to after a breakup or a separation, I feel like for me personally, I kind of wanted to like find myself. Yeah. So for me, it wasn't like trying to jump back in. If I met someone, it was like, all right, we met, and I would make the attempt and it would just be like, no, like I need time for me.
Yeah. I think that's really important. Like the whole rebound situation, especially if you have children.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes into just like getting like just regrouping, refocusing after a breakup or a divorce. And it's hard because especially if you were with somebody for a long time, you're just used to that lifestyle. You're used to having somebody in your home. You're used to, coming home to somebody, talking to somebody,
going out with your partner.
With someone. Yeah. So once you don't have that, you miss it and you feel like you're missing out on something. But I think it's really important to just take that time for yourself, regroup, refocus.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah, find yourself again.
Yeah, I feel like, because, I think naturally sometimes when you're in relationships and even in marriages, you kind of tend to lose yourself a little bit, right? And now you out of nowhere, all of a sudden, now you're this single mom or you're a single parent and you're single.
Right.
And it's like, what do I do? And how do you talk to people? How do you, what do I say? And,
I hate
generations
to say this.
and time goes on, things change.
I'm going to say the most toxic thing right now.
What are you about to say?
I feel like going out on a date helps you get over the breakup.
I hate. Don't say that.
Listen,
that's a rebound move.
It is. It's totally a rebound, but you have to be one with the rebound.
Listen,
don't go for the rebound and then try to make that your next serious relationship. Like, no, you're not healed. You're not okay.
I'm not healed enough to go out on a date because I don't even know everything you're saying to me is probably I don't even believe it.
That don't mean that I can't get a little steak and scrimp.
That's okay. I can buy my steak and scrimp with my friends. My girlfriends.
I know. But listen. I get that.
I'm going to say
Spanish. I do enjoy a conversation. I do enjoy going out to have a meal. If I'm a single woman, I'm going to go out to dinner with you. That doesn't mean that you're going to be my next husband.
We're not getting married tomorrow.
No, we're going to go out. We can get to know each other.
Like, listen, you can go, and they could end up being great friends. You don't even know.
I feel like people to put way too much pressure on dating. Like dating is meant for that. You go out, you meet the person, you have a conversation, you get to know one another. Like,
people right away think you're dating, and it's like, you're with that man, and are you with this guy? And if you're talking to him, did you automatically sleep with him? And did you slow down, time out,
we went, pause. We enjoyed a delicious dinner. We shared a bottle of wine, or I had some tequila, whatever I felt like I was in the mood for, and that's it. We talked about things, and and
if the chemistry worked out, then you go on a few other dates and continue. And if it doesn't, thank you, and that's it.
That's it. Like,
guy, listen, that's dating.
Yes,
that's what that word means.
Yes, let's not lose the dating aspect of dating. Like people just get so serious right away, and I don't know. That's not.
Just have the rebound. I'm gonna tell you, the only Spanish slogan or dialect that people use. And it's a quote, un clavo no saca otro clavo. Okay? So, I mean, and I'm a big believer in that because I feel like, you're only hurting yourself and you're hurting that person. If that's what if you tend to go long-term with that person.
Yeah. But, I mean, if you're experienced, if you're a very self-aware person and you've been through shit, right, you gonna point those people out so quick.
Right.
I definitely went on a date with somebody and I was like, oh, he is so not healed. He needs some time. He needs some time. A great guy. But he needed some time.
Well, after a breakup, right? And after a divorce or a separation, because then everyone's married, separation, how do you even come to terms to decide? Do I want to date or do I want to just stay to myself?
Oh my God.
Or do I want to just never again? Like, because some women, and even men, I feel like men more than women.
And
even sometimes they may even begin to where, like, now they don't even like that gender. Mm-hmm. They have this thing where they're against men, they're against women. And it's like, they all of a sudden now go to the other side of the grass, but
I think, I don't know. I definitely have seen men say that they don't want to date, like they don't want to get married again after divorce, or they want to date, but they never want to live with a woman again. Like they want the companionship without that full level of commitment. And I feel like that I hear that more from men, but don't be shocked. I'm hearing women say that too.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of women say like,
they're okay
that's
with
not for me.
They're okay with just having friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Friends. They're okay
or
with
even
just
like
that.
Somebody who is their like someone who they do have that type of relationship dynamic with, but they're not putting a label on it.
Right.
They're not moving in together. Mm-hmm. They're not going to get married. They're not going to have children. Right. We're just going to hang out and keep each other company, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rationalize it. It's not something that I would do. It's not for me, but I see a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
I think for me, like after my I don't know, my last like most significant breakup, I don't even know. He was introduced to me and it was like, give him a shot.
Yeah.
And I was more like,
see, I've always had long-term relationships.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like my whole life. Now that I think about it and I'm like, wow, like, listen, I don't live with regrets, right?
Right.
But I feel like out of my relationships, there is one that I feel like it was, I don't want to say a waste because I got my son out of that, my middle one, but it's years that I'm never going to get back.
Right.
And it's like, if I can change one thing, it would have probably been that.
Yeah.
Right. And then, depending on the type of separation you have also or what you go through, I think that also kind of helps you make that decision.
Yeah. It
influences
depending on the type of breakup.
Right.
Because trust is a huge factor.
Trust.
And you have to get over what happened in your relationship. If depending on what happened, you have to get over that before you're going to be able to accept somebody else into your life and trust them and give them, the grace that they deserve.
Right. Because you don't want to penalize that other person based off your past.
Right.
That's not their fault.
Right.
They didn't live through that. They didn't put you through that. So, and it's not fair to them and it's not fair to you either.
And I think that timeline is different for everyone.
Yeah.
If you're like me, I can't remember what happened this morning. Like,
I didn't even remember what just happened 10 minutes ago.
Like you could have done me real wrong
but
an hour ago and I'm going to be like, hey, are you hungry? I'm like Dory from Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
That's horrible. Oh my God, please people don't take advantage of me. But yeah, I think that, when you go through those experiences, whether you're married or you're not, where you're in a significant relationship and then you break up and now you have children.
Well, that's the thing too. Before it's like, all right, you go through a breakup, you were by yourself. When you have kids, that also now changes a little bit more because
it changes the type of man,
right? The type
that
of
you're
man
willing
that you're
to accept into your 100%. Life, or woman that you're willing to accept into your life at this point now.
Right.
I think, I don't know, like when you have kids, it's hard to be with somebody who doesn't have kids sometimes.
That has to be very hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you do have kids, if you meet somebody who also has children, it's hard enough. And I hear people say all the time, like dating a single mom is like, we were joking about it before. Like she's going to tell you, we're going to say like, I can meet you up from 2:01 to 2:49.
That's it. That's all you got.
And if you're late, you're asked out, But it's true. So imagine if you have now like a single mom and a single dad, and now you're trying to date, and it's like, okay, do our parenting schedules align? Right. Like, what are your weekends? What are my weekends? Do we have the kids on the same day? Right. Do we not? Because initially, like, it may not seem like it matters.
No, but it definitely does.
But then how do you make time?
Right. How are you supposed to connect with this person or even get to know this person?
Right.
And if you want to build something with this person, if you guys don't have the time, the same thing kind of like what we spoke about in our previous episodes. Like we have to make time.
Yes.
Now, that was when you were a couple. Now is you're trying to get to know each other to become something official.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard, especially when you actually really genuinely feel like you like this person. And you're like, you know what, this can actually probably be something great. And it's like, now I got to figure out everything else. Yeah. And not only that, you have to figure out everything else. And let's be real here, our exes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're co-parenting still with your child's parents. So you still have to kind of keep that in mind too. So it can be a really easy thing, or it can be a real complicated. Yeah. It could be a complicated situation. Yeah. And it could take a toll also on the relationship you're trying to create.
Yes.
Because some people, you know, don't have the willpower to actually fight through that. And it's like, I don't even want to deal with that.
Like we said, everybody heals differently. Yeah. And that includes the two in the previous relationship. You know, like you may be ready to move on, but your ex
is still holding on.
You know, the other parent, you know, of your children is not ready to see you move on. And that becomes tricky also, you know, just navigating, like, do you let the kids know that you're dating?
Right.
You know, like...
Right, because you also don't know what the kids are being told. On the weekends, they go to their dad's or their mother's house, you know, because they might be salty about it. Yeah. And you don't know what they're being said. So your kids come back home, and the moment they even overhear a conversation is like, who are you talking to? And why are you talking to that person? And who is he or who is she? Yeah. And like all these questions come into play.
I remember dating... my boyfriend, when we first started dating, like, I didn't want to talk to him on the phone when my kids were around, because I didn't want my kids to know that I was talking to a guy, you know. And then I've like, I don't know if it was like mom guilt. It was like, is this appropriate? Should they know? Should they not know? Like, it was just like,
I think it's one of those things that there really isn't a right answer.
No, I think that you definitely have to like figure out what is best for you. Right. And everyone's relationship with their children is different. Like different ages of your children affects. Like my kids are when at that time they were teenagers, you know? So it's like, do you think that they don't know I'm on the phone?
Of course
they know I'm on the phone. You know, they know that I'm talking to someone.
And it's easier to like to have, if you have older kids, it's easier and it's hard, right? Yeah. Because it's hard because they don't want, you know, sometimes they don't want you to move on. Right. And it's easier because they can understand it. You can talk to them. As the little ones, they don't know what's happening.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
And how many times have not you said, you know, you've met them and who's that? A friend. Yeah. A friend. We're going out to eat to dinner with a friend. Like, you know, because you don't want to tell them, this is my boyfriend. Because right away it's like, you know, they're little. They don't know any better. Yeah. So it's like, again, like you said, the ages, you have to know how to handle.
The way that you can have that conversation.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what age do you think, well, let me put it this way. How do you introduce your kids to this person? Now, let's just say now at this point, you know, a couple months in, is there a timeline for your kids to meet this person? I feel like that's one of those things too. There really isn't a right or wrong answer.
There isn't a right or wrong answer, but I am a little picky about this.
Okay.
I am. I do feel like, especially if you're like, you know, whatever, there's kids involved, I feel like you should give your child time. You're not the only one going through the breakup.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say here. You know, like, you're not the only one who's going through the breakup, who went through the breakup. You're not the only one who went through the divorce. Your children are going through that separation, that heartache, that trauma as well. And I think that it's very easy to fall into like your own feelings and want to meet somebody else and want to feel that love again, and then introduce them too quickly.
Right. Yeah, because just because you're healed doesn't mean they are.
Yeah.
Because you may have been checked out from that relationship.
Yes.
Even a year
ago.
And
as we know women do, we check out.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
We check out before we physically.
So that's when we, like, sometimes if we're ready, when we actually do it, it doesn't even faze you because you've been checked out over months ago, almost a year ago. Right.
So now by the time you move out, you move on, you're ready.
Yeah, that's it.
You're
like,
ready.
you're
Let's
good.
get this popping. We're going out in the shoes that hurt. We're going to look cute.
Right.
And we're going to meet someone. But I do feel like, I think what I did recently, I felt like I need to date you for a year. I need to date you for at least a year. I think in a year, you know, and I think in a year, men know.
See, I think it goes back to like what I said before. I don't know if it's a right or wrong answer because I feel like everyone's timeline may be different.
Right.
I feel like like you said earlier, you kind of know.
Yeah.
Especially when you've been through shit. You know, this is going to work.
Yeah.
And then you also know, like, boy, you need to run from me. Like, I don't want you anywhere near me. Forget my name. Forget we ever met. Like,
you know, sometimes it's even like I know I would meet guys and I would be like, oh my God, I'm going to eat him alive. Like, he is not going to survive.
I feel like that comes with experience as a woman.
Yeah, because I'm strong. Like, I'm a very strong personality.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, you got to find somebody that you have a nice balance with.
Right. And yeah, I agree. Yeah. See, like when I met my fiance, we actually just made 5 years together. And when we first met, I was not looking at all. Okay. I had separated. I was from a separation. I would say, you know, in Latino family, like the moment you live with this man, that's your husband, right?
Oh my God. We were talking about that. That's so annoying.
It is. It's like the moment is like, oh, tu esposo. And I'm like, he's not my husband. You don't see a ring on this finger. Like, it's not my husband. But that's just Spanish Latin families, right? But, you know, I would say I had just gotten out, but I was in almost a 10-year relationship with this man.
You said I had just gotten out like it was jail.
Girl, you don't even know.
That was the realest
That's
thing.
for another day, another topic. But
you were free.
I was free. I was actually I was free to be Kim again.
Yes.
I can say, right?
Yeah.
I did take time for myself because I wasn't ready to be with anybody.
Right.
I met people and whatever, and they were great. You know, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And I was able and adult enough and mature enough to say, you know what, I can't offer you, and this is not what I want. So kudos to you. Like, we're friends, we're cool. But my mom would always push me, though. My mom was always like, Mija, you need to go. And I'm like, leave me alone. Like, I know, like, I need to heal. It's almost 10 years. Bro.
Yeah.
Give me time.
You need time.
And I wanted time for my kids because my kids went through all that with me.
Right.
So it was like, I can't. And then my fiance, I met him my birthday weekend. Not planned. By far. Very spontaneous. But I feel like that kind of is the best way, too. I feel like those are the moments when you're not looking for someone or looking for it, it kind of just happens.
Right.
And here it is, 5 years later and a baby later, and we're engaged, you know, like, and we always laugh about it.
Yeah.
Because how we met was like, I wasn't standoffish. Let him tell it. I was rude as hell. He was like, you.
For some reason, I believe that.
He was like, you had a stink face.
I believe that.
And I'm like, first and foremost.
No, that is so you. That is so you. When we go out and I'm over here like, hi, Lolita. I'm like smiling. I'm like friendly to everybody. And Kim's like.
No, see, now, wait a minute. Put me in an environment and I'll talk to everybody at the bar. I'm very sociable. I'll talk to anybody. I'm friendly. However, my initial resting bitch face, right? Everybody says that I had. Even when I was in school, I was told that. But I really don't have an attitude. I'm actually very, like, I love to be out and social and partying, whatever. But I do have that. I'm very protective with certain things. And if I'm out with my girls or if I'm even with, like, I just have that face. And my thing is, if you rub me the wrong way or something about you just irks me.
No, it's the ick.
Guess what?
You ick her, you're done. The whole night. There
I don't
is
care
nothing
what
you can do.
I'll just look at you like, why are you breathing next to me?
Yeah, yeah.
So when I met him, he was... first and foremost, he was standing like in a corner somewhere. I was supposed to meet up with, we had mutual friends. That's why I was going there to the bar.
Okay.
Celebrate for my birthday. And they were like, oh, so-and-so, you know, this is so-and-so's brother, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, hi. First off, I knew he existed because, you know, his brother, we all went to school together.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, you know, that's when he was a kid and I was younger. And now we're all adults. I didn't remember him.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And he was not anybody that I knew, so I was not going to be super friendly.
Right.
So I said, oh, hi, and I kept moving. According to him, he tells me he was ready to leave. But because I was such a bitch, right? Excuse my language. He was like, I'm staying. And he's like, I'm like, you see,
why
you
do
men
guys like that?
You men like that.
What is that?
That masochista.
Yeah.
Just, oh my God. And
it's what gets them every time. And honestly,
if I was probably nice and all flirty and whatever, like, oh, look at her. She's, you know, she's this, she's that. Like, she's too friendly.
I feel like definitely if you really want to rope a guy in real quick.
Yeah, be nasty.
You got to just not pay attention to him.
Yeah, have a stank attitude.
Yeah. I mean, I try not to do the stank attitude. That works for some, but like, I just don't pay attention. And I'm like, the more I like you, the less I'm going to pay attention to you when we first meet, because I'm just going to poker face the shit out of this.
Right.
Like,
and I think that's kind of what transpired. Like, we ended up getting drinks, whatever. And as we talked, and it was great. And I can tell you, right? This is one of those things I knew.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I wanted no parts of a man at all.
Yeah.
And we talked days, not even 2 days later. I'm going to be dead serious. You guys will probably be like, you're crazy and you're wild. I literally looked at him and I was like, so what are we? What are we doing?
2 days later?
Not even.
Kimberly.
I know.
What the hell?
And he looked at me like, like, is that an ultimatum? Like, what?
It was like 2 days ago. You didn't even know who I was.
Like,
you was
what?
like, not
but
wanting anything to do with
like,
me.
We hung out that whole night, and the whole day was at my actual birthday. We spent the whole day together. It felt so natural.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to actually talk to someone and
connect with someone.
And this is like, it was nice. I felt peace with him. Like, it was just something I didn't feel in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I told him, I was like, listen, I'm straight to the point. I am a grown-ass woman. Like, I don't have time for this. What is it? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And he was just like, I guess.
You my man or you not my man?
And he's like, I guess so. And I said, nah, there's no guessing, bro.
I guess so. He was not sure enough. He was not sure enough. I guess so. No. You guess? That's a no.
Yep.
If it's not a yes
or no,
it needs to be a straightforward yes. If not, it's a no.
And you know what? Here we are. And I'm like, I'm the best thing ever happened to your life. But no, we actually were the best things in each other's lives, believe it or not. And like every relationship, we go through our ups and downs, but we actually really bring out the best in each other and in our ways.
I would say, like, my recent dating experiences, I was so like, this is what I want.
You can't be picky though either. I mean, you can, but you can't.
No, but like, my relationship ended because I was not getting what I wanted out of that relationship. Not just like being picky about it, but I was like, I want XYZ. I want this type of dynamic, and it just wasn't happening. So then I walked away from that and I was like, okay, I can date. Like, I'm going to see what's out there. And I was quick. I was like, do you want to be married? Are you trying to have more kids?
I mean, listen, do
you have a job?
Oh my
you got to run through. Oh my God. Stop it. My top tier questions were, do you believe in God or aliens?
What?
Yeah. Everybody out there, you can relate. Kimberly, she's been in a relationship for 5 years. Listen, men these days, please, guys.
Do you believe in God or aliens?
Tell the truth.
Is that even a realistic question?
Truth. Yes. God or aliens. Watch how many guys. Please comment on this video.
I want to know. I feel like I'm out of the loop.
We don't need details. God or aliens, okay? This is the determination of date 2. God or aliens? I kid you not. You'd be shocked at how many aliens I get.
Special.
No, listen. I need to know these things, okay? Because when I'm like, in Latin culture, you're like, si Dios quiere. What am I going to be like? Si los aliens quiere. How do you say that? How do you say aliens in Spanish? Do you know how to say aliens? We're going to find out. Extraterrestrials?
Yeah.
That is definitely English.
No, it's literally the same way in Spanish.
And just with an accent?
Yeah,
like
there's no
extraterrestrial?
Yeah.
Terrestrial. Oh, see?
Close enough. You guys understood.
I got this. But yeah, no, I'm not praying to the aliens. It's just not going to work out for me.
Have a UFO over your house.
It's not going to work for me, but to each their own.
Yeah.
If you're down with the aliens and that's what you believe in, I'm sure that you're going to find a girl who's into that, a woman who's into that too.
And
but yeah, that's a question you got to ask these days. All right, put this on your list.
Now, when you date, right, as moms out there also, like you said, we were talking about when you have kids, right? Now you've met, let's say you've gone on a couple dates, you're weeding out the good ones, the bad ones. You're like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
And now it's like, with your kids, what do you do? How do you even, now you have to introduce them, and now you've taken that step to bring them into that circle, right? Now it's in there. Now you see how they interact with your children.
Oh man, it's tough.
How do you, some women I feel like, I don't want to create something here, but some women choose the men over their kids.
Yeah.
And listen, if that's what your decision is, I respect it. I said I'm not trying to create anything here.
I don't respect it,
but I don't respect
I know that happens.
At the end of the day,
Like,
I feel like your kids come first.
Yes.
Before anything.
Yeah.
Before any man. At the end of the day, those are your children. And if they're not okay.
The only thing I'm going to add on that, like, yes, I absolutely 100% agree with you. But I do feel like once you're in like that marriage dynamic or you're in that solid relationship, I definitely think that you should prioritize your partner and together you navigate the children. Because eventually your kids are going to grow up.
Well,
and they're going to leave you and you're going to be left with that man.
Well, when you're already at that stage.
Yes,
we're still in the beginning.
We're not talking, there's levels to this.
Yeah, there is different levels,
there are levels to this.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm referring to, it's like when you're just beginning.
Yes.
And you're just bringing your kids around
that person. In the beginning, you choose your children. You talk to your children. You understand that this is now an adjustment for your children. I remember going with my ex-husband was meeting my daughter for the first time, and we went to Taco Bell.
Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my God. I did the Taco Bell run with, I think, two different situations. I love me some tacos.
Oh my Lord.
But my girls have this fixation, and my son has it also now. If you get the hard shell taco and when you go to like pick it up out of the thing, the bottom breaks.
He's no good?
It's no good. It is no good.
I love that.
My kids, that's it. It is no longer edible.
Mom.
It broke. Like, if you can't eat this taco, and if their taco breaks, they're losing their shit.
Oh, man.
So my daughter's like 5 years old, and we go to Taco Bell, and she picks it up, and her taco breaks.
Oh, my Lord.
And she loses her mind, and she's the calmest of all my children.
Right, she is.
But she really like loses her mind, and I'm just looking at him, like, I'm totally like, I get that my child is losing her mind right now over this broken shell taco, but I'm like, how is he going to handle this? I'm like, thank you for putting him through this test right now. And he's just trying to fix that taco any way he could possibly. No, it's still good. It's okay. It's still good. And I'm like,
those tacos, you got to eat them quick. As soon as they put it back they put it in the bag, give it to you. Don't even, you got to shove it in your mouth because those tacos fall apart quick.
But I'm like, just watching him navigate her meltdown.
That was sweet.
Like, okay. And us, like as in that relationship, that's what you have to, those are the things that you look for now.
It's so little, but it's like so big.
Yes. It's like, how are you going to handle my child when they're losing their mind? Do you have patience? Now,
as a woman, right? Let's say you're dating, you're in the dating scene. You meet a guy. Let's just say we didn't have kids, right? He has kids. And you know what? Scratch that. We have our kids too, but he has kids too. Do you continue? Because right away, as women, sometimes, again, do I choose to deal? Does he have baby mama drama? Does he have a great relationship? What am I walking into? Because I don't need, because, you're already dealing with your own fears and trying to get over dating and how to get back into this world. Yeah. Now you have to take on someone else's shit.
Yeah. It is so hard to deal with other people's children. Not even like your boyfriend or your girlfriend's children, like other people's children in general. It's hard because you're biased. You have like a different, it's different. And it takes time, I think, to build those bonds and those relationships.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I tell my boyfriend, like, approach them as a friend, but still command authority. Like, you can't let them think that they can walk all over you because you're in that friend, status or place or whatever. Like, you still have to be a leader. You still have to command authority. They still have to respect you. So I think finding a partner that can easily transition into those roles
and put in that effort
that takes
effort.
Is the goal when you're dating with children.
Yeah, I agree.
If somebody is not being understanding of the fact that you cannot go out this weekend because it is your weekend with your children, that is not the person for you.
Well, like you said before earlier, so how do you now schedule that? Like, how do you plan that? Do you now plan same weekends?
Yeah.
Because what are the odds of you guys having the same weekends off? Normally, right? Normally it's the opposite.
Yeah.
Right. But then you try to transition to where you make that a common thing. So it's like, this weekend I have my kids, so can you change your weekend with your baby mom and find out if we could change that schedule? And it works.
It's not always easy to change either.
No.
Like some parents just really don't want to give in to accommodating you as you progress in your relationship. So sometimes you just have to make do with what you have. And the right partner will understand.
Right.
It will take time to navigate the parenting schedule.
Yeah, and listen, I feel like there's no time frame on that either. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. That's still, it's going to always be something to grow on, and it's a process.
Right.
Because like relationships, you have ups and downs. That's going to have up and downs too. Some days your kids are not going to like your partner or your boyfriend or your stepmother. They're like, oh my God, I hate her. She's so mean, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 days later, it's like, can we go get our nails done? Yeah. And it's like, oh, you're so cute. You love me today. So you also have to, as a parent, right? You also have to understand the child and not take everything so personal.
Yes, you can't take everything because they know how to push those buttons.
You can't take everything literal. You can't take it like, oh, they don't like me. They don't, they hate me. They really don't. No. They're just teenagers. They're kids. And
I feel like
they love me, tomorrow they hate me too. The younger
ones do it even more. Like they play on that manipulation. They know how to manipulate you. Yeah. You know, like
you can't take everything to heart.
They're going back and forth between mom and dad's house. They know what works in mom's. They know what works in dad's.
A lot.
And they use it to their advantage. And we gotta be one step ahead of these little kids.
But listen, if you're really like honest, like all jokes aside, if you're trying to get into this dating scene, you know what? Have fun.
Well, take time to heal yourself.
Please, though. Please keep your kids separate. Yeah. I'm very big on that. Unless you're 1,000% sure of where, granted, it may not be your forever, but if you think it may work, just keep them aside. Keep them outside of that.
There's plenty of time
There's
to
no rush for that.
Introduce your children. There's plenty of time
to have put a dad into the picture, like just
blended life and family. Give your children the time and grace that they need.
And give you and that person, whoever you're meeting and you're dating and whatever, the time to enjoy each other.
Right.
Before
Date. Go on dates before you start involving the children.
Literally.
Because once the kids are involved,
because I feel like
it's hard.
Dates don't exist anymore, though. Nobody really goes on dates anymore. Everybody just talks to everybody, and then you have all these apps and social media. Yeah. And I feel like social media that's dating.
Yeah.
I'll DM you.
I'm old school. And
you know what? My fiance, he actually was like, "What's your Instagram?" What's my Instagram? When we first met, he was like, we exchanged Instagrams.
No, not for nothing. I'll give you my Instagram before I'll give you my phone number.
But
you're going to have to engage in conversation with me via Instagram. DM me.
I mean, I want you to see all my posts.
I don't want you
in my life.
Engage me, create conversation, and then I'll see if I feel like we should have a phone call conversation.
Well, maybe I don't want to involve you in my social life. You don't need to know what's happening. You might be crazy.
Yeah, but you can just block them.
I don't know. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I listen, my number, if you start calling me when I'm not trying to I'm working or I'm with my kids, like I'm not answering your phone call. I'm not answering your phone call.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, once we do get to the whatever works for you, whether we're DMing or we're texting, that has to graduate to phone calls.
I agree.
I'm a talker. So if we're always texting,
I'm a talker.
I am. Like, I want to talk. I'm old school. Like, I want to talk on the phone with you. I don't want to text you. Like, our whole conversation is via text. Like, no.
Because you know what? Text can be misinterpreted. So I feel like that's with anybody too.
But we're adults. You should be able to have a conversation.
100%.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I feel like I said, if you're dating, listen, have fun. Give yourself the time to find yourself again.
Yeah.
If you came out from a toxic relationship or something dramatic, or even if it was a peaceful one, just, give yourself time to find yourself, have friends, make friends, live life a little bit.
Figure yourself, your new self out.
Yeah. You have to be your better version of you to be able to give that version to your kids and to that new partner you want to engage and have in your life again.
Exactly.
So.
All right. On that note,
we'll see you next week.
Wrap this up. We'll see you in the next episode.
Same place.
Follow us.
Same
Mayhem.
time.
Yeah. Mayhem on the Mic on Instagram. Mayhem on the Mic podcast @gmail.com. If you want to email us.
You can catch us on YouTube, also a Latino Mixx, or Mayhem on the Mic as well.
Yes. And catch us every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. If you're not sure how to log on, message us. We'll tell you. We'll be there.
Send you something. Got it.
Bye.
Bye.